Hello, welcome back or welcome to my channel. So in this video, I'm going to be drawing the bottom section here of this cockapoo's ear. He's like a light cream / red / ginger brown colour. So I thought I'd show you how I draw it. It's quite curly down the bottom, which is why I've left this part for the tutorial. So I feel like a lot of people do struggle with curly fur, myself included sometimes, but I think I've got the hang of it now, so let's get started. So for my coloured pencil drawings, I use mostly Faber Castell Polychromos pencils and the Caran Luminance pencils. They just work really well together, and they're like professional grade pencils. So because a lot of the work I do is for commissions, obviously people are paying for them, so I want them to be the best that they can be. So I'm just starting off with the Faber Castell Polychromos Bistre, I think pencil is number 179 anyway. It's just like a light brown. What I'm doing for curly fur is I'm starting off by just drawing out the shadows. I'm not going super dark straight away, so you can see I'm using like a light colour. And yeah, I'm just drawing out the shadows that I can see, because with curly fur it's literally, you've just got to focus on all the different shapes, all different shapes that you can see, rather than trying to see it as like fur, I guess. You've just got to kind of break it down as much as you can. That's what I found helped me, because just looking at curly fur to draw, it looks terrifying. And it's like, oh my god, don't know where to start. So if you just start by drawing in all the shadows and different shapes that you can see. When I first started drawing, it was about 3.5 years ago. My first commission was of a like ginger sort of coloured cockapoo, and oh my god, I did not know what I was doing. And like I was searching on YouTube trying to find tutorials and everything, and there was nothing. Like I could not find a single one. So I've just sort of had to teach myself, I guess, and obviously over the years my skills have improved and I know what I'm doing a bit more now. So that's why I thought I'd record sorry, my dog's back. Yeah, so that's why I thought I'd record this part of the year for YouTube, so I can hopefully help other people just starting out, or even, you know, many years into drawing, because it is quite hard. But once you get the hang of it, it's not so bad. I actually quite enjoy drawing curly fur, especially like I've drawn loads and loads of spaniels. Like their ears are just so fun to draw. It takes a long time though. I find curly fur definitely takes me the longest out of everything. So obviously I've drawn the outline out already. Just used a really light sort of pressure and just a standard like HB pencil, and then I can just rub that out sort of bit by bit. Then I've got a lot of the shapes already in. Sorry if you can hear my dog barking. I don't know what he's barking at. It's probably nothing. He hears like a tiny noise outside, and then he's like, oh my god, I need to tell everyone about it. So, very sorry. He's a cockapoo as well. He looks really different to this one though. He looks a lot more poodle than cockapoo. He looks like he's got like a big afro, and yeah, he's really cute. They all do just look so different, don't they? This cockapoo's name is Charlie. He's been commissioned as a Christmas present for Charlie's mum. I can just tell from like all the photos I've been sent and everything that Charlie is just absolutely spoiled. I love it. I love when you can tell people are just like obsessed with their dogs, because I'm exactly the same. So I'm still just using the same pencil, and literally just, as I say, drawing in every little dark shadow shape that I can see. Once you get these basic shapes in, like this bit takes the longest, I would say. The rest of it is honestly so easy then. You just gotta get all these in the right place. Sorry, I'm just going to take this squeaky toy off my dog a sec. Okay, I've done that. You'll probably go and find another one, but at least it's quiet for now. So you don't have to worry either about, like, I try and get it really close to the reference photo, but you know, if you accidentally miss a curl or something, don't worry, because like, well, they're going to be changing all the time. I've been sent loads of photos of Charlie, and you know, some of them have been taken, like, you can tell, just consecutively, and the curls are in a different place every time. So literally, don't worry if you do a bit different to the reference photo, because as long as it still looks like it's curly or wavy or whatever it is, then it'll be all good. You're never going to notice, like, oh, that curl is slightly to the left of the reference photo. Like, it really doesn't matter. I find this colour is just like a good sort of base for all of the shadows. Like, you can make it lighter or darker. Another colour I've been using as well is in the Caran Luminance pencils, this raw umber 10%. I don't know how I drew anything without that pencil before, because I think I use it in every single drawing now. It's just quite like a neutral, like warm grey brown sort of colour. It's really good. So I've used that quite a bit in this drawing so far. So I will be drawing this slightly different to the photo that you can see, because my customer wanted me to draw his ears a bit longer than what they are in the photo. Obviously the dog's moving around so much, and like the angle that the photo is taken and things like that. I think the ears look a bit shorter to what like they actually are in real life. So yeah, my customer just wanted me to make them a bit longer, so it looks a lot more like the Charlie that they know and love. I get it quite often with commissions where the customers will say, like, can you add this, or can you take this away, and things like that. And also, like, sometimes I'll even sort of suggest it as well when I get the photos through. Like, you know, sometimes there's like some hair like covering the eye and things, and I'll be like, do you want me to include that or not? As you know, the dog could have just been having a bad hair day, and obviously with the people paying for these commissions, you know, they're trusting me to draw their pets. I want it to still be as accurate as possible, and I want them to love it. And I know, like, if I got a drawing done of my dog Bistre and he was having a bad hair day at the time, if I got the drawing and there was just like fur covering his eyes and bits sticking out and things, like it would be the only thing I'd be able to focus on probably. So obviously if the dog always has hair in his eye and things like that, like if it's like an actual sort of trait of the animal, then obviously I'm not going to take it out, but just little things like that is a nice touch. It's the same way I said about don't worry about like the curls being exactly the same as the reference photo. Obviously the most important bits really are like the eyes, the nose, the sort of overall like shape and the fur texture. As long as you've got those, they're really important. Yeah, as long as you can tell it's curly, then you want to win it. So this is only the second real-time tutorial that I've filmed, so I'm hoping that these are going to be helpful. I also recorded sort of like a shorter video of like wavy fur. I'll post that as well. So obviously I know like these sort of longer style videos are not going to be for everyone, but I personally, like when I'm drawing, I absolutely love to have like a sort of tutorial or draw with me video on in the background. I really don't like working in silence. I find I just get distracted quite easily, whereas if I can have something to listen to, then it keeps me focused. But yeah, if you're just wanting like a quick sort of tutorial, I'll either maybe make this into like a time lapse or something, or record something on the other side, like on his other ear. Maybe do a similar sort of thing and do like a short video, maybe with a voiceover or like tips on the screen. I don't really know what people like to watch, because obviously it's different for everyone. Say like I prefer these longer style videos, but I know not everyone will. So if you are watching, let me know in the comments what kind of videos you prefer, or if you want to sort of see anything else, let me know, because I'm very new to all this. Don't know if you can tell, but everyone's got to start somewhere, so here I am. I'm just making these bits slightly longer now. I already made them a bit longer in the outline, but then the customer said could they be a bit longer again, so that's what we're doing. I'm literally just like adding the odd curl here and there, or making them slightly longer. It's not, it's not like rocket science, but it is quite difficult, especially if you're like first sort of starting drawing, to change the reference photo. It's, something that you sort of learn as you go. Like, the more you practice, the more you learn. I'm not saying I'm perfect by any means. I could definitely still improve on a lot of things, but this is just what I've learned so far, and hopefully I'll be able to help someone. I've got a couple of horse commissions coming up over the next few months, so maybe I'll record some of those as tutorials as well, because I know a lot of people love to draw horses, but it's like so different to dogs. I find the same with cats as well. I haven't drawn too many cats so far, but I've drawn a few. I just find them like quite hard actually, because the fur texture is just so different. And also you've got like different types of cats as well, but I find like like a tabby cat, like the really short sort of fur, it's quite difficult, but you've just got to sort of apply like everything you've learned, everything that you know. It all works out in the end. So I've like pretty much lost my curls at this point now that I've like extended it. I don't know where I am, but it's okay, because as I said, it doesn't have to be exactly the same as the reference photo. As long as you know the techniques, then you can make it look realistic. So I'm not worried. So we're almost done with the little shadows now, I think. Just gonna do this little bit. And like I said, this bit just definitely takes the longest, because once you wrap them all in, it's like colouring in then pretty much. But obviously there's different like techniques and stuff to it, which I'll talk you through. It's looking good now. Also, you can see it's like all starting to come together now. I find that it's like you start off and you think, oh my god, what is happening? And then all of a sudden you like take a step back and it's like, oh, that actually looks quite good. Always a scary moment when you're drawing and you're looking at it thinking this is not going well, and then you just keep going and all of a sudden it looks good again. So definitely trust the process. Just going to move up to this part here, just fill these bits in. I'm constantly just looking between my paper and the reference photo, just making sure I'm getting it all right. Okay, leave that for the shadows now. I'm just going to go over them now with the different colours. So good one is this Burnt Siena from the Polychromos. So it's like a reddy browny colour. It's quite dark. It's quite like pigmented pencil. So you're just only going to use like a light pressure. Just go over all the parts you can see slightly darker, where there's like a reddy tone to it. This will be really good sort of underneath that. I don't know if that made any sense, Dan. I don't think so. I meant like be a good sort of base for the colours on top. It helps to just add in all of these colours. Like the more drawings that you do as well, the easier you'll find it to sort of see what like coloured pencils you need to use and different things like that. I've been drawing before, and like I work from my family's dining room table, so they were always back and forth and they'll have a look at what I'm doing. I remember one day my mum came in. I think I was drawing like a black Labrador or something, or like the nose or something like that. I can't remember. I was using like a purple pencil, and my mum was like, "What are you doing? Like, why are you using purple. And I showed her the reference photo and I was like, because this part is purple, like you can see the purple colours in it. She was like, no, I can't. So I think it's definitely something that you sort of learn and pick up some more the more drawings that you do. I should have done this bit darker, just using the Bistre colour again, just to shade in that bit there. It's better. So with the curly fur, the hardest part, I think, and what like people struggle with getting the sort of realistic aspect, is making it look like the, you know, like all the curls are like overlapping and going over and under each other. So that's sort of why I find it easiest to just map in all of the shadows first, because they're obviously the parts that are behind the other bits of fur, and then all the highlights down there sitting on top. So yeah, once you sort of understand that, it makes it a lot easier. I think some artists do like they would just like colour this whole section in like the lightest colour and then work that way and go light to dark. And that is what I'm doing essentially, but I'm doing it in different shapes rather than like the whole thing at once, just because I find it a lot easier. Okay, I'm gonna go in now with okay, the world's smallest pencil, I think. This is the Caran Luminance pencil in buff titanium. This is another pencil that I just wouldn't, well, I'd be lost without it. I have got a new one which is taller, but I'm trying to make the most of these pencils because they're expensive. So I'll try and use them until I literally can't anymore. And I think this will be the last time that I'll be using this pencil, because I was trying to sharpen it before I started this tutorial and I couldn't sharpen it anymore. Literally my fingers could not turn it, so yeah, I might have to say bye to this pencil soon, but for now he's doing a good job. So I'm actually just filling in everywhere that's not already got colour, so the shadows, all the highlights. I'm using like a medium to sort of hard pressure, I think. Yeah, I'm pressing kind of hard, but not super hard because we still want to layer lots of colours on top. Just want to get this base layer down. I find once this part is done, it actually sort of feels like you're getting somewhere then, because, you know, everything's got colour on. And it doesn't feel like you've got such a long way to go. Yeah, this pencil is hurting my hands now. Definitely time to get my new one out. I know you can get like pencil extenders, so you like screw them onto the end and then it makes them essentially a longer pencil. But when I've looked at them before, obviously like the pencils are different shapes, like the different brands, like these are thicker than the Polychromos. And I've been looking at reviews and things, and they're saying that they don't fit certain pencils and stuff, so I just haven't bothered. But maybe I'll find some someday. But for now, using the tiny pencils is my go-to. Okay, I'm gonna use now another Caran Luminance pencil. This is Burnt Ochre 10%. It's like a peachy, yellowy, orangey sort of colour. Again, I'm just going into the highlights. So I'm doing really like long sort of wispy strokes now with my pencil. This curly fur is quite like loose and flowy, so you want to sort of replicate that with your pencil strokes. Makes it look a lot more realistic than if you were doing like, you know, short little strokes. So it is important to obviously make sure you're going in the direction of the fur as well. If you've got a bit like curving around there, don't colour it in like that, you know, follow the hair, I guess, or the fur, sorry. Never drawn hair before, like I've never drawn people. Don't really want to. Quite happy just drawing animals. I have drawn someone's hand before. I had a commission and the dog had sadly passed away. It was a border collie. His name was Sweep, and he was just the man's best friend, literally. So the client wanted to have him in the photo as well. So what we did, it was like his legs and his hand was on the dog's head, and then Sweep was just there standing alert, ready to work with his best friend. So that was really nice. It's really scary though, drawing someone's hand. I remember like in school, like hands were just like a no-go. I'd have like an art lesson or something, I would just never want to draw the hands because they're just so hard. But I was really happy with it actually. Yeah, really happy with how it turned out. And then he was just wearing like blue jeans, so it's quite nice to draw something a little bit different. Yeah, I wouldn't want to do that all the time. Okay, so I'm going to go back into the shadows now, and I'm going to use the Bistre colour again. I'm just going to use a bit of a harder pressure and just be a bit more like specific with where my shadows are going and things. Just sort of like refining all the little details. Where it is going sort of lighter into the middle here, I'm using like a harder pressure here, and then like flicking my pencil up so that there's a hard pressure on the edges and then light pressure in the middle. And I do that a lot for the highlighted strands of hair as well. It makes it appear like the fur is like coming out one end, like raised in the middle, and then going back in underneath in the other end. Don't know if that makes any sense without me doing it, but makes sense to me. Yeah, you want the fur to look, I'd say, like quite soft, quite flowy. So I am just doing those motions with my pencil where it's like a hard pressure in the middle now this time, and then feathers out at the ends. I'll be going over these darker areas now in a minute with probably Burnt Umber, which is in the Polychromos pencils as well. It's like a really rich dark brown. It's got like a slight reddy undertone to it. It's less red than the Burnt Siena, but I'd say darker and more brown. it's hard to tell how like dark you've got to go initially, and the same with like how light to go until all the colours are sort of in. So that's why I'm sort of going back and forth between the shadows and the highlight areas. So I'm sort of darkening it like one bit at a time, if that makes sense. So you can like colour one bit in to start with and it'll look really dark because it's next to the white paper. But then once you've filled in like some more shadows or different things, it'll actually end up looking really light. I find it the hardest with like white fur. So obviously the paper is white. It's quite hard to know how dark you need to go with your pencils until you've like sort of drawn in like the eyes and the nose where they are like a really dark, you know, black. And then you're looking at your white fur and it's like you can't see it because it's so light. Got to use some like really dark colours in it, but it is quite scary to do that initially because to start with it, you know, without like all of this or context, it will start to look like you're drawing like a dark grey dog. And then once it all comes together, then it probably still look a bit too light, to be honest. Yeah, when you're going, sorry, I was thinking that my brain stopped working. I am going to go in with that burnt umber. I have sharpened it. So we're just going in to the really, really dark parts. I'm not pressing too hard, but I'm pressing just enough so that also you can see it and see it make a difference. Seems to be like mostly right on the edges. can see how just like changing your sort of mindset to it being like just a load of different shapes rather than actual curly fur makes it so much easier. And that's all drawing is really, it's just shapes. Just going to go back in now with the Burnt Siena. Just go over some of these bits that we did before. Using a harder pressure now because obviously we've got more layers on the page. Just going over this bit that I did earlier, making it a bit darker so that it blends in. Okay, what I'm going to use now is a Caran Luminance pencil. We're going to go back into our highlights now and make those a bit darker. I'm using the Brown Ochre 50%. So just using those long, flowy strokes now with your pencil. Just using Bistre now. Just filling in this little bit. So you can see this here like splits into two bits there. Okay, going back in with the Burnt Ochre 50% now. In the Caran Luminance pencils, so obviously earlier we used Burnt Ochre 10%. The percentages basically just mean like how sort of dark and like pigmented the colour is. So 10% is obviously quite light, 50% it's a bit darker, so it's like a similar colour to earlier, but it's just a bit more orangey. So now I'm over here, as you can see, like some of the highlights are actually quite dark, so you can probably go over those with a brown pencil in a bit. We're almost there now. I say that, but you can, I think, just keep adding to curly fur like forever. But you gotta stop at some point. I actually don't know how this part ended up so like pink. I don't know what I did there, but I'm probably just going to go over it with a darker brown now because it looks a bit out of place. Okay, so I'm using now, this is a different brand of pencil. I don't have many of these, but I've got a few. This is the Caran Pablo pencil in the colour Brown Ochre. I'm just using that to, with quite a hard pressure, to go over all the shaded bits. And make some new sort of shadows, like make the highlight bit slightly darker in some places. So it still looks, I don't know, it looks a little bit flat at the moment. So just like I said earlier, where you can see like the fur is sort of coming out of, if you get like a little like curl that's coming out of another bit of here, you can just make it darker there and then lighter towards the ends. I do hope this is making sense, because as I say, there's not really any tutorials on YouTube for like this colour fur, not curly anyway. Even if it's just sort of helpful to kind of see the process. Maybe I'll make this into a time lapse as well. So that you can sort of re-watch what I'm doing without having to like watch the whole video again. If there's like a certain part where you think you're a bit stuck on, you can just sort of re-watch that. Yeah, I might do that. That'll be a good way as well of me seeing like what videos do better, like what people want to see. Obviously still leave comments as well, so that'll help me more than anything. at the point of me recording this video, I have 31 subscribers on YouTube. I did have 32, and then I checked this morning and someone's unsubscribed, so that was lovely. But hopefully, once I do a few more of these videos, I'll have a few more subscribers. At the minute, I'm recording these videos for no one. Quite excited though to get these videos up. I was really nervous. Like talking to a camera and everything, obviously it's quite out of my comfort zone. Like, don't ask me to do any sort of public speaking or presentation or anything, because I cannot do it. But I'm actually in my element. I'm just drawing and so I think I'm just going to leave that here. All I'm going to be doing now is literally just going over some of the slightly darker areas, like there. I'm doing like just tiny minor adjustments. As I say, I could be here all day working on this little section, so I don't want to go on and on for too long. The video's probably long enough as it is. So yeah, obviously I just need to finish this little bit and then make some areas a bit lighter, some areas a little bit darker, but that's pretty much done, and that's how I draw curly fur. I hope it's been helpful. As I say, just let me know in the comments if it has been helpful or if there's anything else that you'd like to see. And yeah, subscribe to see more. Thank you.